Okay, so I want to throw a few what if sort of scenarios at you.
Okay.
Um,
Can you still see me? I moved.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're good. Um, let's say you get a phone call today that this is your last week with Mondo.
Uh huh.
After this, you're going to be forcibly ejected from the company. You have time to put together one last project to kind of go out on. What would be your swan song dream project? Assuming that you have no limited bullshit on licenses or anything like that. You can do whatever you want.
Um, could it be as like selfish as I wanted to?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would do. I would do a Ray Harryhausen series probably.
Uh-huh.
I would do all of the monster movies I like. I would probably do something with like Howard the Duck. Probably, I might do
Yeah.
something with Deadly Spawn. Like these are all things I would love to do, but for one reason or another, we just haven't done. I mean, it's like I would definitely try to do, no one could come and I wouldn't care. Like I would try to do events. I would try to do like a screening of Seven Voyages Sinbad. I would invite Phil Tippett. I'd try to get all the special effects dudes I could out there to talk about it. I'd try to get Harryhausen there. I would try to make, like special, like fun stuff that was only given out at the show. I would just try to blow out this Harryhausen thing as much as possible. I'd invite Guillermo del Toro. I'd invite all these guys we work with that love, this guy and try to do like the funnest stuff. I mean, those are things I'm really, really into. It's kind of like the, in a way, underdogs. Like people don't know them. It's not like a nostalgia movie for a lot of people. It's not like an '80s, it's not like one of the '80s dream movies like Back to the Future or something. It's just stuff that it's really influential to me, and it has been influential to a lot of people. And I'd want to pay respect to that guy and kind of in a way say thank you for helping out like that. So. That's probably what I would do is a Harryhausen series, really. If I had 1 week left and I could do anything I wanted, it'd be a totally selfish thing because I'd want like a Ken Taylor. I'd want a Ken Taylor like an Emir poster or a Cyclops poster, and I would.
Yeah.
I would try to get something amazing from one of every all of the. Fuck me, like I would love an Aaron Horkey, something from any of the movies. I don't care what he did. He could do, Beast from 20,000 Fathoms or something like that. Like it doesn't matter to me. Like Cyclops is my favorite of the monsters, so I would try to have someone do that. So yeah, for sure Harryhausen stuff.
All right, now what happens, or maybe it has happened? You put together a print. Presumably, you run it by the studio.
Uh-huh.
They don't like it.
Yeah.
What happens in that situation? Or has it happened?
Oh yeah, it happens every day. It happened yesterday.
Really?
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. There's several things you can do. I mean, it's all dependent on what the situation is. If we're trying to meet a deadline and they don't like it, then we just won't put it out. Like it just you pay a kill fee and you get money and you don't. It's basically just a transaction at that point. If we're getting paid for it, we get paid money, and then we pay the artist money, and then everyone's just like, shit, I wish that would have worked better, Or if someone comes back and says, this can't happen, you have, this person doesn't look enough like this person, or, this isn't right, or whatever, we can go back and fix it, Like, it's not the end of the world that we have to, I mean, it sucks, we don't want to do it, necessarily, because it's just extra time, we could be doing something else, but we can go back and change something. I mean, we like to kind of have like final cut on the stuff we do for studios for the most part, but there are legal stuff like most of the time it's text related or credit block related, where the copyright line needs to be a specific way, or it's basically just covering asses so they don't get sued, or we don't get sued or anything like that. And it's like a whole when you get into this like the licensing level and stuff like that, it's like a whole other world where it's you have to just cover all the bases, or something could happen to you that you don't want to happen. It's just another, it's just a whole other, piece of the puzzle that, going into this, I mean, I've never had formal training on licensing before. I had to learn it. So, it's just kind of stuff, and I learn something new every day with that world. So, yeah, that's something we're always dealing with.
Okay, now let's say, what happens if a studio or a person, whatever, contacts you and they want you to issue a print for let's say it's a movie that conflicts with, well, let's say you just don't like it.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe it conflicts with your personal politics.
Right.
Has that ever happened?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
really, and then what happens
We
as
just
a
don't
result?
do it. We say no, thank you. We don't do it. I mean, that happens all the time.
Really?
Constant. Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah. I mean, we have to like the thing we do.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's kind of like the one rule. Like if we put something out, it's because we like it. Like we have to be into the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could. Jeez, man, if we wanted to, like we could. It's just something like we don't ever want to do. Like I would feel bad if I liked a company a lot and they're putting stuff out for Maniac and they're putting out stuff for like movies I like The Thing, and there's Carpenter stuff and there's horror stuff, and then they do the Ghibli series, and then they do something for the Phantom Menace, and you're like,
yeah,
what is this? I mean, we had all those licenses. We had Phantom Menace, we had Attack of the Clones, we had Revenge of the Jedi. We made a hard rule, like we're never going to do that stuff because we don't like those movies. We're original trilogy only, non-special editions. Like that's what we're going with. That's what we're making. So I'm on the Star Wars stuff. So that's just an example of like we had it, we wasted it. Like it didn't matter. Like we kind of just calculated. Okay, we paid this amount of money for these 3 movies. It's not even a 6. It's not even a 6 poster thing. It's a 3 poster thing. So and then we kind of based it off of that. So. I mean, we get offers all the time, and we only go after licenses that we really, really care about, and that we think we could do something special with, or we could do it the right way. Kind of going back to the Ghostbusters thing. So, yeah, I mean that's something that happens all the time. We just have to be very careful because the last thing I want to do is let someone down by recommending something that's shitty.